Okay, so no one talks about how to heal yourself. And I think that we should talk about that. So if you're experiencing inner turmoil and pain, there is a way through, and it's not by listening to a podcast and it's not by doing affirmations. It doesn't work. It is all feminine yin healing work. So, what happens is you are conditioned by a bunch of people when you are born. You're born pure unconditional love, and then you're born into this environment where you are influenced by your surroundings. And there's a lot of limited beliefs and fear-based beliefs and trauma that they all got from wherever they came from and their lineage. And then that was passed on to you. So you were raised, it doesn't matter who you are, all of us were raised in some level of conditioning, and sometimes that conditioning can be very painful when it's very much against who we really are. So what I mean is, when this is fear, if you grew up in a lot of fear or neglect, and let's say maybe your childhood wasn't so bad because you haven't really done the shadow work and you don't really know exactly where it's coming from, right? Well, you really should look at your childhood if you don't know where it's coming from. And we call this inner child work, but what it is you having to be the loving mother and father to yourself. So when you feel pain, you have to understand that God, by the way, is both masculine and feminine. And how you experience God within you is your awareness and your love, your heart, your feelings, your body, your sensuality. That's your feminine. So if you're suppressing the feminine, which is very much what we do in this society, and if you've taken on any beliefs that are against your humanity, meaning they are literally dehumanizing you, belittling you, shaming you, making you not feel good enough, like you're not worthy of love, because it's something you have to work for. It's out there. It's separate, happiness and love, and it's just separate. And then what happens is we're triggered by events when we tried to control our reality and try to make love or try to make happiness in the form of maybe a career or a relationship, and it just didn't work out. And it's hurting and it's painful. Well, it's because we're operating from these fear-based trauma wounds. It can be abuse, neglect, all of these things. We can't just push it aside. Trust me, I tried, and it all just comes bursting out like Pandora's box, and you cannot control it. It has to come out. So what happens is this is like a poison that fills your body, and it separates your heart, because you learned that you can't just be who you are. You have to be conditioned. You have to be this way or that way. Whatever you learned, whatever hurt you, whatever experience you're going through, it doesn't matter. Here's how to change it. So what you have to do is what we normally do, and why this happened is because people project their poison and their gunk onto other people, because that's what they see the lens through. That's their subconscious mind that has been programmed just like yours. You were born into this reality, just pure consciousness, and then you were told this, and that. And those things create patterns. Those beliefs create patterns, painful patterns in our lives. And at some point, if you're lucky, and if that's your destiny, it all comes crumbling down. And the only option you have right now is to heal yourself. So what you have to do is, rather than looking at them as the blame or always thinking of outside of them, putting it on something outside of you, you bring all of it in. It doesn't matter if they are the ones to blame, they harmed you, they did you wrong. But the only thing, like, what happens is you get in this codependent attachment with this trauma bond. And you are attracted to that codependent attachment or go through these patterns or experiences until you start seeing and looking at yourself and healing it within yourself. If you start recognizing the pattern. But more importantly, just experiencing pain is enough, because your body will tell you when something isn't right, and that is pain. And rather than suppressing it, the important thing to do is listen to it. So we detach as much as possible, say, from this situation, and we bring it into ourselves, because this is what we're focused on right now. Bring it into ourselves, and then we heal a little part of ourselves. We bring it back to us, feel our pain, and then find the source of it. And the source could be, I want to be supported. I want to feel loved, or whatever. And then you literally have to reach for the higher self, God, the divine, love, because it's love. Because what you're doing is you're separate from it right now. And God is love. And you are love. And you are God is love. And this is the true you. So when you start moving through those fears, you start breaking down this wall of separation between you and God and happy you and higher self you, your higher self you. So you have this ability to move through those attachments, realize its codependency, bring it back to yourself, because you need to realize when you are neglecting yourself. So when someone abandons us and we're pining after them or lusting after them, it is because we are abandoning ourselves. We have to tend to our inner garden. So you have your inner garden, you know, of all the things, all your dreams, all your but it's really your inner garden that you need to nurture. It's nurture like a loving mother with unconditional love. You have to unconditionally love yourself, because you were not unconditionally loved. And you did not experience unconditional love, and that is what you want. And the only way to get that is to give it to yourself. So here's what you do. You take the pain and you be with it. No matter what happened and how much it sucks. You go yin, you go within, and you be with your pain, and you listen to it, because she is wise. She is Sophia, wisdom. So, God is masculine and feminine. Masculine, theos. It's literally consciousness, awareness, which we have, right? It's our consciousness. Feminine is Sophia, this feminine face of God, the feminine side of God is Sophia. And Sophia means wisdom. But when you bring Sophia together, your conscious awareness to your heart, and when you bring those two together and you nurture yourself and you love yourself, then that is wisdom, right? Sophia is wisdom, but when you embody her and take care of her and follow your heart and lead with her, because we all came from her, yeah? So, we all came out of a vagina. God is very similar to our experience, right? It's creation. It is literally creation itself. So, your emotions are feminine, and air, the sky, is like masculine. or our awareness, our heart, our feelings, our radiance, our emotions, the spark of life, truly our feeling of the experience of life. So when we're blocking that, we're blocking out the experience of life, because what pain is meant to do is grow us beyond the limited beliefs that separate us from our true self, this person, that separate us from this love, because that is what we are. That is where we come from. That's all that the truth is. And the pain truly is based in some lie that does not resonate with you. It's separation. It's not love. And therefore it causes pain. And that's what separates you from you. It doesn't matter where you came from and how much trauma you have. I'm sure it's a horrible story. We can exchange horrible stories, but the thing is it's truly moving through that, bringing it back to yourself, finding forgiveness within yourself through understanding of how this affected you and how it's making you affect others. For complete self-awareness. Now, if we were all self-aware, we would act very intelligently. That's because Sophia is emotional intelligence, and emotional intelligence is knowing yourself. And that is the ultimate intelligence. That is the happy union of your full consciousness. So what you're doing is you're growing into your higher consciousness. And that takes growing pains. You're growing beyond this limited idea of what happiness and love are. And you're expanding into that actual yearning, that desire, that dream that you have, because you don't have that desire for no reason. And that's why you're experiencing pain. The desire in you to have that union, to have that love, to have that peace, that inner peace, which is your freedom from the enslavement of attachment, is unconditional love and self-acceptance. Because those are the parts of us that were shamed for being too loud or too this or too that, or just neglected or ignored or not given the proper love and care that it needs. So we tend to, if we didn't get the love and care we need, we tend to not be very good at that for ourselves. If we were bullied and abused in our childhood home, we might have a big bully and abuser in here. It stays in our programming and it's horrible, but we have to move through it. So whatever the pain tells you needs to go, you choose God, your higher self, your heart, your full consciousness, and you choose to believe, you choose love. Because all it is not love. It's literally just love and not love. That's the simplest way to put it. So anything in you that feels absolutely horrible and you're looking at the world and you're hating this and that, and you can actually end that story completely. If you look at it, you understand, you go within, you feel your pain, you choose to understand and forgive, and therefore you can detach from it. Therefore, it is not a condition for which you need to be happy from, or sad from, or control. Because the only thing you can control is yourself and nurturing yourself and the way you feel and your own energy. You don't control others. They have their own free will. So once you realize that your heartache truly is partially based on your wanting to control, your neediness of this love outside of you. And we become needy little vampires because we are looking for this love outside of us because we were separated from it. So what we have to do is reconnect, and that is when we get our divine crown. We know who we are. And then we go from this to this. Yay! And it's a journey, and it's being with yourself and nurturing your feminine and listening to your heart and unioning them inside of you and letting go of everything that you cannot control, learning from it. And then you might just discover that there's a whole new you that is waiting to be discovered, remembered. It's calling you towards you. It is your dream, the dream that you have, the desire that you have that's causing this contrast in you is you. It's literally you. It's actually you. So what you're doing is God is you, God is growing you into the person that you want to be, that you came here to be, which is that lover and that person that is just happy, just peaceful inside and fulfilled. Thy cup is full. So this is truly the story of self-love, which is the Holy Grail, which is Sophia, right? Self-love. It is all self-love. That is how you heal yourself. Self-love, self-love. So you just bring it back to yourself because you can't change anyone. You just learn from stuff, and that is how we evolve into a higher consciousness. It is through our heart. It is through our feelings. It is through our body, which unlocks our senses, which is our broader consciousness. And then we have clear sight, and we know who we are, we know what we want to do, and we're not distracted by all of this other stuff. And it becomes smoke and mirrors. We're not distracted through it. We can see, we understand that's not love. And we don't punish it. We just let it go, turn the other cheek. We look back at love, focus on creativity, focus on love, focus on joy, and keep working towards that. You have to keep reaching for love. You have to keep reaching for joy and forgiveness. And through that, you attain wisdom. And with wisdom, you're unfuckable. You really are. Like you don't have fear. You're not that old person anymore. Because what you're doing is you're going from being a caterpillar that was running on these programs to breaking your exoskeleton, breaking your body down to become a butterfly. So where you can fly and you can see, you can understand things from that higher perspective. But it takes a lot of getting real honest with yourself and being with yourself and connecting with yourself and connecting with God, which is within you. Because all the pain is your disconnection from God. That's all it is. And God is love.